Our approach is very different. Every child who walks through our building, we're not looking at them from the lens of what the diagnostic report says, or what the intelligence testing says, or even what their parents have told us about them. We're looking at them as a unique and special human being who deserves an opportunity to learn to be who they are.
I remember the first time meeting Lauren. She's a really good listener, and within just a few minutes of talking to her, I remember our first session was we met with her, and then she wanted to meet Trent right away. And she really took the time just to meet Trent and see what he was like, and they didn't push him.
So on that day that we met Lauren, my husband and Bobby and I came to their door and knocked on the door, and Lauren answered it. She was beaming, had a big old grin on her face, and she said, "Come on in." She kneeled down in front of Bobby and she said, "Bobby, let's go play." And I was stunned. There were no packets to fill out. I didn't have to go through a list and detail all of Bobby's deficits and where he was lacking and where he needed help with. Lauren wanted just to be with Bobby and meet him and enjoy him and see where his strengths were. And after about a half an hour of play, she came out and she looked at me and she said, "That little boy's got so many words bottled up in there." Best words I ever heard in my life.
I just don't think that a lot of kids who have autism are given that opportunity to say, you know what? I'm a unique person the same way that you are. So don't put me in this box. Help me get out of the box. And I really think that's the key. So when we come at it from I see who you are, now how can we start showing the rest of the world who you are? It's a very honoring thing for a child.
They spent a good first, I would say, month really worrying more about making sure that he trusted them, that he knew that where he was at was a safe place. And so because of that, it just opened up incredible doors. He went from barely being able to push pre-programmed sentences on his iPad to now he's capable of spelling out his own words and typing out his own words. We didn't know what his capabilities were from an academic standpoint, and this year we've discovered that he knows all of his math facts and can do multiple digit addition and subtraction. And he's even started doing multiplication. So that was something that we had never even contemplated for him prior to his arrival at Next Step.
There were times when he wouldn't even react to people being in the room. He would stare just past your face and you could get right up to him. Before, and you could get up to him and he wouldn't even recognize that you were there. Afterward, he would answer questions since being at NSA. He now requests things, whereas before he would not. For instance, if you gave him a meal, he would just eat what you had. Now he says, "No, Dad, I don't want orange juice with my breakfast. I want to drink milk."
Physical education is incredibly important. Movement is at the basis of everything that we do. And so whether they're doing a formal PE class or they're getting organized, movement is something that's built into their day in very strategic ways kind of throughout the day, because that's what allows them to keep their focus and work for much longer periods of time with a higher level of success than if we were to say, don't move, sit in your chair, be still. Then we're dealing with behavior. And so the movement piece really is important. And what we're working on is building what we call the physical skills of learning, which are all of those sensory motor mechanics that make academic and cognitive learning easy. And so from a physical standpoint, as much as we can get them to move, we want to, because it actually shows up in the classroom in the form of better attention, better communication, better problem solving, higher level academics, all kinds of great things when you let them move and encourage them to move in a developmental way.
Some of the techniques they worked on here are have to do with not only organizing your body, but working on coordination, which has increased Evan's overall tone of his body. That increases his attention, increases not only his physical capabilities, but his overall presence is just becoming more and more glued together. He can participate things in so much better than he used to. For example, Evan is now in hip hop and tap class, and he is going to be performing in a recital, and we're very proud of him.
The relationship that we build with the child, I think, is really the key. It's probably the most difficult piece, because if you've ever met a child on the spectrum, they tend to be very withdrawn.
The great thing about NSA is that you notice immediately when you come here is that the therapists who work here are so happy. I mean, when I bring Trent in the morning, there's a real sense of collegiality among them, and he's very happy to see them, and they're very happy to see him. They're very happy to see one another. And I just think for a child being in that type of environment is wonderful.
I'd say just this week, my son's teacher stayed after school till 5 o'clock because she wanted to make a video for him. And she took all his favorite videos off of his iPad and put them together with music. It's a beautiful, beautiful video just for him because she loves him. And so people that love your kid that way are hard to find, but they're here.
Just a very warm, loving, supportive school with people that are really passionate about what they do. And really love the children here with every ounce of who they are, which is really all you want.